We know we ask a lot from our patron and support network, and we are always so grateful for your generosity. In these challenging times, it's even harder to raise the funding we need to serve our community and achieve our goals. So we're always looking for new ways to maintain our revenue without adding additional burdens to our supporters. Today, we're excited to share a great opportunity that can really help our community and requires no additional out-of-pocket from you. We've partnered with the Liberty Company Insurance Brokers and their Liberty Cares program. Liberty Cares is simple. You already make monthly payments for your insurance needs, whether it's auto, home, or for your business. For every line of insurance you move to Liberty, they will donate 25% of the commissions they receive on your policies back to our cause. And under this special partnership arrangement, that donation will come to us again and again every year you keep your policy with Liberty. Often, you'll be able to move your insurance into this program simply by signing one form. It's that easy. The Liberty Company is one of the nation's largest insurance brokers, and they've won a number of recognitions for their excellent operations and workplace culture, so you can rest assured that you will be well taken care of. If you would like to learn more about how this new partnership with Liberty can help turn your insurance dollars into much-needed funds for our community, please visit libertycompany.com/libertycares or shoot them an email at libertycares@libertycompany.com. And please be sure to let them know that you're part of our community so that they will credit the benefit of your policies back to our organization. Your ongoing support is much appreciated, so thank you in advance.
Hello, and welcome to our wellness and
health and wellness.
I mean, for a minute, I was just going to say good morning, and then that was still stuck in my head.
Oh, what's that? What was that? Good morning. What was that show?
No, this is exactly, I said.
Good morning, Vietnam.
Robin Williams.
Yeah.
Before we came on, I said, Navah, let me do the opening. And I had it all planned out in my head, and I was thinking, good morning. And as soon as I thought that, I had a hard time switching my brain over, which is a good segue into our show for today.
Absolutely.
So today's show, we're going to talk about how hard it is as an adult or as a parent or as a caregiver to keep it together,
right?
And to find your strength and to find your clarity and to be of service or be there for others or be a mom or a dad or a good friend. So most of you know, last week we did a wonderful show, an hour-long show with Shannon Penrod and Shifra regarding fibromyalgia and different treatment options. We discussed thoughts and feelings and also some products that could help with inflammation. So this week, we want to talk about what happened in the in-between. So some of you might notice I have a bandage on my hand. I've actually had surgery, and it's been a difficult week to continue focusing and trying to keep it on. And, how do you focus when, I'm a mental health provider and I continue to keep working and just keep pushing through. And so, is that healthy? Is that going to cause more stress? And you and your husband.
I don't even know where to begin. We started last week. I'm going to get emotional because I had one of the worst weeks of my life.
Mm-hmm. Take a deep breath.
It's very emotional for me because there's so many people that count on me. And I felt like I was broken. I woke up, we had our show on Tuesday. I woke up on Thursday and I tried to stand up and I fell to the floor. And I still don't know what happened. I'm sure it was the worst flare-up I've ever had in my life. And I'm still in a lot of pain. I have a lot of numbness going on. The wonderful Dr. Gary, who we've had on many of our shows, has kind of done some telehealth sessions with me, and he thinks that I had a pinched nerve or just the worst flare-up of my life. But I don't know if people saw my post yesterday. It was my number 3 Wolfie's 17th birthday. I had an 11-pound baby at home. I have a very high pain tolerance. Mm-hmm. I haven't had pain with medications with any of my children. And I experienced pain unlike anything I've ever experienced in my life. And it was terrifying. And, Matt kept saying, I'm going to take you to the ER. Okay, that's it. Everything I would do, every move that I would make, I was in so much agony. And I'm still exhausted from it because you don't sleep when you have a flare up like that. And I know that there's a lot of people who count on me, and I want to be there for everyone. And it's very difficult for me to ask for help. I've always been bad at that. But I did get through the hardest 2 days without going to the hospital, which I'm very proud of. And I don't take medications, so I was doing a lot of natural remedies that people had suggested. And I thank everyone who helped me with that. But this is something that we all, so many of our community goes through as chronic pain sufferers, special needs parents who are living with constant worry and anxiety and loads that, most people can't imagine what we deal with. And even from the outside, when you see us looking a certain way or acting a certain way, and it seems like everything's good, sometimes those are the people that are struggling the most. And I just wanted to let you guys know that, I've had one of those weeks, and here I am. I'm still here. I'm still alive, thank God. And I'm doing the best that I can minute by minute. But today's show really is about how do we go through just these monumentous mountains of stress and pain and issues that come up, financial stresses that are so many people are dealing with. A good friend of mine who is just, her unemployment just ended yesterday, and now she's facing this new day today, thinking, what am I going to do? And there's a lot of people facing that today. Yeah. And we all need to check in with our fellow humans and say, I have something. My dad always used to say, if you take more than you need as a family or as a person, you take from somebody else. So how can you give to the person around you? We wanted to bring a very special person in my life and Chrisa's life
and the center.
Yes. To help talk about things because, my husband has struggled as well with chronic pain and with just
various issues.
Yes. And so we wanted Matt to weigh in on this and join us on this very emotional and powerful kind of topic that we're dealing with, in a very personal way, but so many people out there who are watching are also dealing with it.
Yes.
So welcome, Matt Asner.
Here I am. Thank you.
And
I'm here.
We love your shirt. We're going to
Thank
start
you.
off with a positive.
Yes.
Very
festive.
very
I got
festive.
this very nice lady got me this.
I think
Really
she's in this
beautiful
room
woman.
too, right?
She's in this room.
I'm your stylist.
My stylist.
So one of the things that you're the president of the foundation. You are a father. You have to keep going as a businessman. You're a son. You're a brother. All those things. And so when you're not feeling well, when you're having medical issues, how do you keep on going? And if you could shed some light on some of your mental strategies as well, that would be great.
That's the age-old recipe for good living, I guess, or good business, I guess. Is I don't know. I think part of that equation is enjoying what you do, and I think both Navah and I really enjoy what we do. So that's huge. I mean, so that gave her a reason to get out of bed. And
Right.
want to get out of bed.
Right.
100%.
And but the thing is, sometimes you have your pain, really is too much. And I was very worried about Navah the other day. I was, I've known Navah now for
Almost,
how long has it been?
8 years.
Yeah, almost 10 years, maybe.
Almost 10 years.
And it was I've never seen Navah in that much pain. I've never.
Because she's
seen
a
her in that
trooper.
much pain.
She's definitely a trooper.
Navah's always like, I'm going in, and to have to see her in so much pain was alarming to me. So, and my statement to her was, you got to stay home. And which she did, thankfully, for at least one of those days. But I think you're asking what my strategy is.
Yeah, I mean, you have a good team where you can support each other and help each other out.
First of all, she makes it much easier for me because I'm the baby.
Yeah.
And
she really it's a problem when I go down.
In that
Can you
way.
admit
Yes,
the house?
Well,
there's a problem in the house when I go down.
Yeah.
I got to tell you that.
Yeah.
I don't live with a bunch of clean people.
But I think.
But I noticed. I've known you for probably almost 8 years, 9 years, and I noticed most recently you might have had some ups and downs.
Really, what is that?
Medically.
Well, I think everyone's going through a similar situation. I mean, it's difficult out there. It's rough. I mean, there's a lot of bad shit going down. And sorry, I don't mean to swear.
Do you have to beep yourself?
Beep.
But no, there's a lot of bad stuff going around, and it's difficult time. And I think that's part of the problem is we're in a mental state right now where no one's ever been through this before.
Right.
We're going through something right now that no one's ever been through.
Well,
and everyone's dealing with it their own way. There's no recipe for getting through it, really, because we don't know what the future is. And, my feeling is the way I look at it is I have a great family. I have an amazing wife. I have amazing kids. And there's an incredible support system there mentally. And there's good things happening in our lives. And I think we just got to focus on those good things.
Yeah.
And
yeah, absolutely.
Every day is a roller coaster ride. Every day. But we've got to focus on why we get up in the morning. What's that carrot? What is the carrot?
Yeah.
Why are we doing this?
Right.
I have trouble living in LA.
Yeah, it's
I don't
tough.
like living in LA.
I agree.
That's something I every morning I get up and I think, oh, why am I in this city? I really do.
Well, I have to say, I feel similarly. And the older I get, the more simple I want my life to be. I mean, this is my home. I have so many wonderful friends and family here. And the center's here. I love the center. My practice is here.
Absolutely.
But
great things about LA.
Great things about LA. And you can make your own little bubble, but still, we have to deal with so many common things. And when the pandemic hit and there wasn't much traffic, I was loving it. My drive went from an hour and a half to maybe 20 minutes. And that mental stress wasn't there anymore to where I was stuck in the car and I was just angry and raging that I was wasting my life sitting in traffic. So some things, have shifted, but
nothing is quite as soul crushing as traffic. No, I agree with that.
It's claustrophobic.
Very much so.
So bizarre. But when I'm talking about yes, we've had layer upon layer thrown at us. We've had to be very resilient and very flexible. We've had to seek out support. We've had many shows about self-care and what really makes you feel more resilient. What's your support system? But I'm also talking about
what happens when you hit the wall.
When you hit the wall, when you both are, let's say, Navah's down. She still has to celebrate her son's birthday, or she's still, here at the center, she's one of the founders. She's running Camp Ed. How does she keep going? How does she manage her children's care? How do you do it? And how do you do it?
You're making me have a spin just hearing all that. Well, the reality is even the strongest people stumble. And that's the reality is don't knock yourself down when you do stumble. And if you can help somebody who's stumbling, help them. Because I have you, I have Dr. Gary, I have all my wonderful healers.
That's
and
well
me.
said.
She has.
And Matt.
Very
this
important.
guy over here, our producer.
Very important part of that
I forgot about you.
situation.
But I think that's very important for you. Absolutely, what you just said. And somebody else just actually mentioned that if you know people that are single or at home or they're struggling, why not pick up the phone?
100%.
Send a text message. Reach out. I think we talked about this last week too. But
there's no we could say it a million times and we didn't say it enough, which is we're going through so much. And imagine those people who are alone with their special needs kids.
Mhm.
Imagine the families who are, financially so affected by what we're going through. We
Right.
all, as a team, that's why we had Camp Ed, because I couldn't
We needed
ignore
something.
the calls and the emails from people saying, you have to give us something to look forward to this summer. What can you do for us? And, we've done that. And that's one thing that really gets me out of bed and makes me personally very excited. And that's my carrot, is Camp Ed is my baby and it will always be my baby. And it's the most wonderful camp I've ever seen, what we're doing under these extreme rules. The kids have created this incredible artistic, beautiful program that is just unlike anything I've ever seen.
We were worried about whether the fact, we were concerned that the kids weren't going to wear their masks, and that's become a non-issue.
Yeah.
I mean, they really.
Well, don't you agree? We were just talking about this the other day, that I started out in March where I would put a mask on Eddie and he'd rip it off within seconds. And now the other day I'm driving him home from camp and I look over at him and he's wearing his mask, and I looked at him and he's wearing his mask on the drive home, and I'm like, Eddie, and I kind of startled him, and he's like, well, what? And I said, you're wearing your mask still, and he's like, is that bad?
Well, now
but
it's
these
popular.
kids are so resilient. We're the problem. These kids
They're
are
adaptable.
so resilient, and this is their new norm. That's a bummer, but this is their new norm. And Eddie and so many of my friends have risen to this challenge so beautifully. We haven't had one issue at camp, thank God. And I'm just so proud of everyone. But going back to our main topic, we had this wonderful show about tricks for chronic pain. We had Shannon talk about her, she had hit a wall and she went and had, and so, my wall is not anxiety, although it probably is a little bit.
I'm sure it's there.
But yeah, I had to admit that too. But I have so much going on. I have so many things I have to keep the balls in the air, and I'm the last person I take care of. So I called my healer today and I'm like, I need you to start seeing me again and get adjustments and everything. And you don't have to do that. It doesn't have to be something like that. Maybe you don't want to go in person to see somebody, but call the center, make an appointment with Chrisa. You have to right now take care of yourself, or you can't take care of your family. I mean, that's why I was so emotional. It's like my biggest fear in my whole life is that something happens to me and I can't take care of my children. So,
well, also one of the things that we are at the center doing is we're taking insurance. We can take Kaiser, Beacon, SAG, Cigna, and more on the way. Pretty soon we're going to be Blue Shield and Magellan. So we're able to take insurance, and whatever your copay is, pretty much it's usually a lower fee, 20 something like that.
I think it is for telehealth too. Sometimes they'll
it's the same, I think, but we offer telehealth, and so please do give me a call. One of the things I wanted to address, Navah, is this past week, I just kept going. I was in pain, but I just kept pushing through. And one of the things I noticed was that when I'm working as a clinician, that I'm in session, pretty much my thoughts shift. I become more calmer. I feel like I'm of service to somebody. My value's gone up. I start to not think so much about what's occurred or what my
100%.
pain level is, that I really shift that, and that it starts to, a new presence starts to come out, and I'm able to be present in my work. But then when it's done for the day, then I can slip back into a little bit of the blues or some sort of down cycle. and then I can start to, especially with chronic pain.
Yeah.
I have had some experience with unfavorable spine issues.
Yeah.
And you think you're going to get stuck there. And then you think, what's my life going to be like?
Yeah.
And
That's
then
definitely the spin I'm in right now. Mhm.
How am I going to get out of this?
Yeah.
What's my life quality going to be? And that can really bring you down to where the depression starts to creep in. And especially if it's continual. But when you do seek out, maybe like you're here,
Mhm.
your thoughts are shifting a little bit. Maybe you haven't noticed your pain as much. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I mean, it's always with me. It's gotten better for sure. But I think what Matt was saying about the carrot, that's
Mhm.
exactly it.
Yeah.
Is that when we're here, especially when we're in the center and we're surrounded by the kids
Joy.
that inspire us. I mean, these are the kids that this is why we do what we do, is that we, Matt and I have 3 autistic sons. We have 3 neurotypical grown children. So, we wanted to create a place where our own children could go and families could go and have something for everyone. This is a one-stop shop. You can do your counseling here. You can do your enrichments. And with the pandemic, that's a blow to everyone. So I think the goal of keeping the community supported, keeping the virtual free classes going, and now this little mini in-person camp, that's really bolstered our spirits, because to feel like the center was just dead stop, that was very, very hard for us.
Heartbreaking.
So
it's everything to get up in the morning and do something creative for the community and to actually engage with the community. That's everything. That's why we're here. So the importance of that is, it's essential for us to stay open and for us to be, to do what we do. So we need that to perpetuate and to continue. And I think it's a metaphor for life, really, because everyone needs to be creative.
yeah, absolutely.
Everyone needs that outlet. Everyone needs to feel. Everyone needs to experience art. Everyone needs to express themselves.
Right.
So,
well, oftentimes with some of my clients, when they're really feeling in spin, and it's more a mental state, it's not necessarily physical, and there's uncertainty, I will suggest, why don't you go and volunteer somewhere? Why don't you be of service? Why don't you feel, it just provides some sort of sense of value, and you get out of your head, you get out of your own way, and you start to just, feel and sense into and lean into helping somebody else and the joy that it brings. It could be addictive even.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, isn't that why you got into this field? You started volunteering with Autism Speaks in the very beginning. I was volunteering with Autism Speaks in the very beginning.
I was volunteering with
Chrisa was volunteering. That's how how you and I met. But I mean, that the feeling of giving back is what that's tzedakah. It's the most important thing that people can do, is to give to people who, as I said, my dad said, if you take more than you need, you're taking from others. So on that note, we still definitely need your support and help with Camp Ed. We have a wonderful campaign going that so many of you have shown support for. And if you can help us, please do. You can donate at www.asnerfamilycenter.org/donate and help send a kid. We still have 2 more weeks of camp left. And I want to continue our scholarship percentage, which we were right around 75% last year, and we're doing the same this year. So please help us if you can. Every little bit helps. And thank you for all that you've done so far for the community, and check in on your
family,
neighbors.
friends,
check in
neighbors.
On your you don't know if the person who you just see in passing really is suffering or in need of help. And we have to all be, especially in the special needs community, we have to all check in with each other and make sure that and
it doesn't have to be a huge gesture. It could be something small. Even for me this morning, I felt I reached out to 3 people. I just sent a couple text messages just thinking about you, and that sometimes can really perk somebody up. Just the fact that you're thinking about somebody, or send a song. We have that technology now. We could
Spotify
share a song to somebody.
Yes, definitely.
Start your day off on a good note.
Or like the black and white challenge, it seems silly, but it was very uplifting. I was really hurting. It was during a really hard spell, and just the idea that people were sending these things saying, I'm thinking about you, and people
Women
send personal
empowering
notes
women.
and everything. It was a beautiful kind of chain of love and support for women helping other women, and it was a wonderful thing. Next show is on Tuesday, and my mind just went totally blank.
We're doing the sleep show, right?
Next week.
We're going to continue.
Yes, sleep and anxiety. Well, sleep and anxiety has been.
Or are we doing more of the dreams?
We're
going to
a little
figure
bit
it
of
out.
both. It's a little bit of both.
But,
you see how together I am.
It was 2 weeks ago that we did the show with the app.
That was wonderful.
That was. I haven't.
We want to delve deeper into the dream aspects of it.
Dive deeper and get more information about techniques to help us stay asleep.
But so many people are writing to us saying, my kids who special needs kids, they have sleep issues. We all have that we're dealing with, but the behaviors and the nightmares, a lot of sleep, actual sleep disturbances, but night terrors. Okay. That's the word I was going for. Okay. This has really ramped up in the pandemic. So we want to talk to people. If you want to send us some questions before next Tuesday, that'd be awesome. And
how can they do that?
You can send it to Chrisa at edasnerfamilycenter.org or Navah at edasnerfamilycenter.org.
Some topics that they would like for us to discuss or some suggestions.
And we also, if you haven't seen our posts, we are having a poll right now about what book should Papa Ed Asner read next Sunday for our next storytelling show. Okay. And I think it's Green Eggs and Ham. I'm going to get them wrong.
Where the Wild Things Are.
Where the Wild Things Are. My favorite one, which you should all vote for, which is I Want to Be Your Personal Penguin by Sandra Boynton.
Oh.
And
Good Night Gorilla.
Good Night Gorilla.
Oh, that's a good one too.
And don't let the wild things win. So read I Want to Be Your Personal Penguin.
Of course, my book didn't get in.
Yeah, Matt's book didn't make the cut.
The finals.
So. Well, you got a lot of options there.
So take care of yourself, and I'm going to try to take care of myself for once.
And we want to wish everyone good health and happiness, and stay safe. And we'll see you next week.
We'll see you next Tuesday. Hi, I'm Navah Paskowitz-Asner. I'm the founder of the Ed Asner Family Center. Did you know that we have counseling services here at the center? And our goal is to not send families away based on their ability to pay. This is my mental health director.
Hi, I'm Chrisa Saad. I'm the licensed marriage family therapist, and we have availability for telehealth sessions. We also take insurance and private pay sliding scale. So please give me a call at 818-855-2199.
Take advantage of this wonderful opportunity. Call us today.